Hello and welcome back to my blog. We're on to part 8, the practice of autosuggestion, and section 3, chapter 7, part 3, the general formula. These instructions no doubt fall somewhat short of our ideal of a thought entirely occupying the mind, but they are sufficient for a beginning. The sovereign rule is to make no effort, and if this is observed, you will intuitively fall into the right attitude. This process of unconscious adaptation may be hastened by a simple suggestion before beginning. Say to yourself, I shall repeat the formula in such a manner as to secure its maximum effect. This will bring about the required conditions much more effectively than any conscious exercise of thought. On waking in the morning, before you rise, repeat the formula in exactly the same manner. Its regular repetition is the foundation stone of the Nancy method and should never be neglected. In times of health, it may be regarded as an envoy going before to clear the path of whatever evils may lurk in the future. But we must look on it chiefly as an educator, as a means of leavening the mass of adverse spontaneous suggestions which clog the unconscious and rob our lives of their true significance. Say it with faith. When you have said it, your conscious part of the process is completed. Leave the unconscious to do its work undisturbed. Do not be anxious about it, continually scanning yourself for signs of improvement. The farmer does not turn over the clods every morning to see if his seed is sprouting. Once sown, it is left till the green blade appears. So it should be with suggestion. Sow the seed, and be sure the unconscious powers of the mind will bring it to fruition, and all the sooner if your conscious ego is content to let it rest. Say it with faith. You can only rob induced autosuggestion of its power in one way, by believing that it is powerless. If you believe this, it becomes ipso facto powerless for you. The greater your faith, the more radical and the more rapid will be your results. Though if you have only sufficient faith to repeat the formula 20 times night and morning, the results will soon give you in your own person the proof you desire, and facts and faith will go on mutually augmenting each other. Faith reposes on reason and must have its grounds. What grounds can we adduce for faith in induced autosuggestion? The examples of cures already cited are outside your experience, and you may be tempted to pooh-pooh them. The experiment of Chevreul's pendulum, however, will show in a simple manner the power possessed by a thought to transform itself into an action. Take a piece of white paper and draw on it a circle of about 5 inches radius. Draw 2 diameters, AB and CD, at right angles to each other and intersecting at O, which is the center of the circle. The more distinctly the lines stand out, the better. They should be thickly drawn in black ink. Now take a lead pencil or a light ruler and tie to one end a piece of cotton about 8 inches long. To the lower end of the cotton, fasten a heavy metal button of the sort used on a soldier's tunic. Place the paper on a table so that the diameter AB seems to be horizontal and CD to be vertical, thus. Let's see if I can get this picture there for you to see. Okay. Thus, there we go. That was the easiest way to do that. Stand upright before the table with your miniature fishing rod held firmly in both hands and the button suspended above the point O. Take care not to press the elbows nervously against the sides. Look at the line AB. Think of it. Follow it with your eyes from side to side. Presently, the button will begin to swing along the line you are thinking of. The more your mind dwells easily upon the idea of the line, the greater this swing becomes. Your efforts to try to hold the pendulum still by bringing into action the law of reversed effort only make its oscillations more pronounced. Now fix your eyes on the line CD. The button will gradually change the direction of its movement, taking up that of CD. When you have allowed it to swing thus for a few moments, transfer your attention to the circle. Follow the circumference round and round with your eyes. Once more, the swinging button will follow you, adopting either a clockwise or a counterclockwise direction according to your thought. After a little practice, you should produce a circular swing with a diameter of at least 8 inches, but your success will be directly proportional to the exclusiveness of your thought and to your efforts to hold the pencil still. Lastly, think of the point O. Gradually, the radius of the swing will diminish until the button comes to rest. Is it necessary to point out how these movements are caused? Your thought of the line passing into the unconscious is there realized so that without knowing it, you execute with your hands the imperceptible movements which set the button in motion. The unconscious automatically realizes your thought through the nerves and muscles of your arms and hands. What is this but induced autosuggestion? The first time you perform this little experiment, it is best to be alone. This enables you to approach it quite objectively. And that is the end of Part 3 of Chapter 7, and it's the end of Chapter 7. When I was a kid, I had a box full of Kreskin ESP stuff, and he had a little pendulum with that same little gimmick. And you would hold a little chain with a pendulum, a little blob on the end, and look at a line or a circle or whatever, and the pendulum would follow it. And sure enough, that does work. But try it. And for now, we'll be on to Chapter 8 tomorrow. Make it a great day, and bye for now.